Views lost.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh man, we missed out on that episode where you guys talked about hot dogs for like 2 hours.
2 whole hours.
Two
I
whole
know.
hours on hot dogs. You wouldn't think we could do it, but we did it, and now no one will ever be able to hear it. You know?
Well, it's their loss.
Some things are meant to be kept secret, I think.
Well, yeah, and there's all those people out there who don't know enough about hot dogs, and we got to keep it that way.
Right. The big hot dog corporations are breathing down our necks, man, being like, don't tell
Yeah.
everybody the hot dog secrets. I'm like, I think people already know some of the secrets, you know?
Do
Uh,
they know the secret ingredients in the hot dogs? That's the thing.
I mean, I feel like their biggest mistake was telling us what those ingredients were. There was really do that. Now we know what the answer is.
Hmm.
That's why we're not allowed to talk about the hot dog ingredients anymore. Some of them
No.
are very surprising.
Well, yeah, I didn't realize there was actual dogs in there.
But which dogs? You'll
All the
never
fame,
know.
all the famous dogs.
Yeah, whenever if you see a dog on TV and the obviously the dog dies, and then what happens to it is it gets smushed up and turned into hot dogs.
Hmm.
So every time you see a show with a dog on it right now, you be like, I'm gonna eat that dog. I'm gonna eat that dog. I'm gonna have it. And if you see Lassie from ages ago, you're like, thousands of people have eaten Lassie by now. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
isn't that encouraging? Someday, I'd like to be eaten by thousands of people. You know, is
I
that a good
mean,
start?
yeah, we nailed it.
Should we just go?
I
Start.
guess.
Okay. Hi everybody. Welcome to Smark Avengers. We're a man down today, unfortunately,
Yes.
but that's because Corey kind of handles the business side of things, and he forgot to pay taxes on the huge amount of revenue that we make from this show, and that got him into some trouble. Because me and John aren't legally from the United States, we're free to go. They can't arrest us. It's somebody else's country, but in America, they can arrest you and deport you, even if you live here your entire life. You know? So you better not say anything mean about King Trump, or else he'll arrest you. So we're not sure if Corey has just been like sent to prison for not paying taxes, or if he's been deported. We don't know.
Honestly, I
Yeah.
thought he'd gone with Katy Perry to the moon.
She didn't go to the moon.
Oh well, wherever she went.
She went up and then she came down again.
Psh, yeah, it's
Mm.
an expensive roller coaster.
Yeah, but it's good though, because like there's no poverty anymore. So we can all. What else are we going to spend that money on? Obviously, going to spend on shooting 10 women up into space so they can float around for 10 minutes and then come back down again. How
Hmm.
expensive can space rocket travel be?
Yeah, piece of
Right?
piss.
Yeah, sign me up, right? I'll pay with like tin cans. I like, how many tin cans could it possibly take? Not that many, right?
Nah.
Yeah, sure. Katy Perry went up, but she didn't go up just because she's a world famous singer. No, she went up because she has a deep love and respect for space travel and all that it represents.
Hmm.
You know, it wasn't because she's made millions and millions of dollars, and so conversely, we have not made millions and millions of dollars either, but we have a deep love and understanding of space and the whole whatever. So clearly, so why couldn't we be the next ones to go up to space and then float around for 5 minutes and then come back down to Earth again? You know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't like the whole travel bit,
I
right?
mean, yeah, it feels like a long walk for a short drink of water.
Hmm. Like the space thing kind of seems fun, like while I'm floating around or whatever, you know.
Hmm.
But you can do that here,
Yeah, just go into a swimming pool and you get
like
the
the
same
floaties.
sensation. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you'll float and be like, wow, this is great. I can do moonsaults, you know. I like I don't quite get it. There's something really weird to me about like getting a little capsule and shooting yourself into like a part of the universe that is like completely unprepared. You're not prepared for this at all, right? You shouldn't be here. You very clearly are not supposed to be here, and yet you are somehow. Something really weird to me about somebody going up and doing that and then just like dancing around. Do you know what I mean?
Is that what the purpose of her trip was? Was she like shooting a music video up there?
No. She just went up, like 10 women just went up to space.
Wow.
But they're just like, you know what I mean? They're all like having a great time, like, wow, woo. And I'm like, it's so easy to die in this in this entire situation. It would be so easy, right? I wouldn't want to be there.
No way.
Up in space, and then there's like, hey, was there always a big hole in the side of the spaceship? You know? And then you all get sucked out through the tiny little hole or whatever. I know a lot about space, as we covered.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Because like you go up there, and you're like, wow, the Earth's pretty big, but like I know that, and I'm down here. You know? You ever tried to walk to Spain? It takes a long time, and that's like pretty close.
I mean, comparatively, yeah.
Yeah. You like imagine trying to walk from like here to China. That's it. I dare say that's impossible.
Yeah,
You know?
it'd take a while.
Yeah, it would take so long. So I'm like, I know that the Earth is really big. Tell me something else, you know? And they're like, well, did you know? Not only is it big, it's also round. I'm like, nah, no, it isn't. NASA faked those pictures because they couldn't get people to the moon, but they could get Katy Perry to get a little bit closer to the moon. You know?
And Corey as well.
But did he go up there? We don't know.
I mean, yeah, who's to say?
Who's to say? Corey himself, possibly, but he's not here right now to defend himself. So therefore, we're able to make as many baseless accusations about him as we wish, and there will be more coming up in the show. So keep tuned for that or whatever. I think this is going really well.
I mean, yes, we've got off to a hot start, but
Yeah.
I feel like maybe, given that this is like a comic book podcast, maybe we should talk about something comic book related, possibly.
Possibly, but not definitively.
No.
There's a good chance it'll roll back to the Katy Perry thing. Well, these comics are set in space. Katy Perry was in a comic. I don't know if that's true.
She probably was.
It's something that's easily Googleable, and I'm not going to Google. Was Katy Perry? I mean, she's been in a spaceship. She's been in a comic, right? She was on The Simpsons, for fuck's sake. As herself, like not even as like a cartoon. Like it was actually Katy Perry. Like she's got to be in a comic, right?
Apparently, there was a Katy Perry comic book announced for July 2018, I think.
No, and the word announced doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I don't know if it actually came to be.
Because I was like, that could be the show. We'll review the Katy Perry comic book. Wouldn't that be great? A topical kind of, even though this will come out like a month after she did this fucking thing. Oops. Turns out, when I said topical, I meant not topical at all. People are gonna be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Nobody would have. That didn't happen. That happened a month ago, kid. Oh man, maybe cut that bit out so everybody doesn't realize how we make the show. Corey, you're gonna have a fun time with this one.
Yep.
Let's have a look. I would like it if the Katy Perry book was true, but if it's not true, if it doesn't actually come to fruition, I guess we could talk about something else.
I mean, I can't find anything about it. It was just the announcement for a comic book, and then there's literally nothing else which has popped up.
So for a comic book, but they would tell you who's gonna write it or illustrate it.
Let's see.
Katy Perry is gonna do both. We don't know if she's a good drawer. You know, she might be great.
I mean, yeah.
She's clearly a great writer. She wrote The Great Gatsby.
Apparently, it was produced by Blue Water Productions,
Okay.
whoever they may be. Written by Daily News columnist Howard Gensler and
Oh.
illustrated by Eduardo Bazin.
Daily News columnist?
Yeah.
The fuck? Did they run out of comic book writers? I don't think so. Does he like Katy Perry like an abnormal amount?
I'm
Why
guessing
else?
so, yeah.
Why else would he write the I like them putting like an advert in the paper, like, anybody want to write a Katy Perry comic? And he's like, oh my god, this is like moment. Nobody else gets the Katy Perry gig. It's mine. I've been a news journalist for too long. Now I get to talk about my favorite subject in the world, Katy Perry. If she ever went to space, my mind would be blown. You know. Fortunately, that will never happen. All right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you know what? We are talking about Katy Perry a lot. Maybe we should talk about something else.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
Oh no! Don't put me on the spot.
Well, you know, if we come back to me, I'll start talking about Katy Perry again. What happened in comics recently that we know about? There's something I wanted to bring up to you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like after this happened, I brought up to Corey on a show, but I don't recall. I have a terrible memory, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
I constantly forget. But we did an episode where we pitted Marvel versus. I was about to say Marvel versus Capcom. Marvel versus DC. In my head, it's always Marvel versus Capcom, right?
Yeah. It makes
Fucking
sense.
incredible game. I got to play. They re-released it recently, and I got it on the Switch, and I got to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 again, and I love that game so much.
Yeah.
So much. The third one wasn't as good to me because I don't like the graphics. It was all like 3D. I'm like, there's a charm to 2D sprites. It's why Pokemon sucks these days. The charm is in the 2D sprites.
Yeah.
It's not as much fun when it looks like that. The fuck was I talking about? Oh, I remember. Oh, that's good to get on camera, isn't it? Me totally losing where I was. So we did an episode where we did Marvel versus DC.
Yes.
And we put Storm against somebody. I don't remember who Storm was up against. Do you remember who Storm was up against? I could probably find out because I wrote it down.
I have no idea.
Okay, this is fun. People can look at me look into a notebook.
I'm guessing it was a controversial one, though.
It was controversial. Where the fuck is it? Did we not write that down? We do. Oh, Deathstroke versus Storm.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys were on the side of Deathstroke. And I was like, no, Storm will win because she's an Omega level mutant. And somebody, I believe it was Corey, argued with me and said, no, she wasn't. And I was like, I'm pretty sure she fucking is. This was one of many arguments that we had during that show. I should say one of many arguments that I had with somebody else, right? I was like very argumentative in that one, you know?
Well, I mean, you got to stick up for your old guys, don't you?
Exactly. Those people I strongly believed. You guys are being a little bit too. I know you were trying to be diplomatic and not always vote for Marvel, but I think there was a couple where you're like, you could have just taken this one for the team. You know? And metaphorically speaking. And I said Storm is an Omega level mutant, and Corey's like, no, she isn't. So I think like a week later, they made it official in the comics that Storm is an Omega level mutant. And you know the run that she's doing now?
Yeah.
The solar run. She is like officially an Omega level mutant because I think like Eternity, the concept of Eternity in Marvel Comics is represented as a man, I guess, or some kind of person.
Yeah, that's right.
And Entity was like hey Storm, you're gonna be like my new Herald or something. There's some kind of deal going on there, and so that gave her like Omega level powers. Now she's been imbued with um some extra, which I think she was probably like the way they fucking bandy around Omega level mutants. And like Storm is right, she's got to be. She's control of all the fucking elements. That's arguably as powerful as you can fucking be, right? That's insanity. So I wanted to bring that up. So I feel like we should overturn the decision and make Storm the winner.
Well, I think that the argument that Corey made, which was what swung me in that episode, was that Storm is extremely powerful, and Deathstroke is basically just a man. But like he's an expert assassin, and if he wants to kill someone, then he probably could. Like even if it was sniping Storm from like not a million miles away, but you know what I mean. Like
I just don't think that's possible to do. If for a mutant like Storm, because she could just make it stormy around her all the time. She could detect, you know, the way the Marvel are, where they just make up shit like this, but like she'd be able to detect the bullet on the wind before the bullet even leaves the gun, you know, shit like that. Like, you know, they do some. That's what they do in Magneto all the time.
Yeah.
I think I brought up on the show, but I'm like that, you know, she's an Omega level mutant now, but even before that, I argue she would have done great. I just brought this up because I was reading an article about this the other day, and it's fresh in my mind. I think it's nice that Storm's getting a solo book. I think we've talked about how good Storm is as a character.
Yeah.
Man needs a time. I believe she was one of the few. Did we actually do that episode where we drafted the X-Men? Or was that one of the ones that we lost?
I think that was one we lost many moons ago.
So we had done this episode where all three of us would make our own perfect X-Men team. It had like, I think 8 to 10 people in it. And we all did it individually. And Storm was one of the few characters I think that was in everyone's. That wasn't all three of us. We all picked Storm. I would assume Gambit was also one of them.
I don't think I had Gambit on my team.
I don't think Corey had Gambit on his team either. I think I was definitely picking Gambit for sure. That was a good episode. We should go back and do that again.
I think I've just found the list of like all of our teams.
Oh no! Wait, can I try to remember mine?
Yeah.
Okay, so I know Storm was on the list.
Yes.
Oh, hang on. Do you know how many people are in my list?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoa, I mean,
yes. It's either 7 or 10, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, because that means I know who the 7th person is. I remember there being a janky caveat to that. Okay, so Storm is 1. And Gambit is 1.
Yes.
Okay, so that's 2. And I know that the Stepford cookies are clearly one of them.
Yes.
This was done. I think this episode was recorded before they came back on Krakoa, wasn't it?
I don't know. I think this must have been during the middle of the Krakoan age.
Well, I say that because the reason I have 3 Stepford cuckoos is because when I stopped reading the X-Men, there were 3 Stepford cuckoos.
Yeah.
Because 2 of them died. So that makes me think that we did this before, or at least before that got revealed in Krakoa, because the Stepford cuckoos are back to being 5 again.
Yes.
So that kind of dated that. That's really funny that we were able to. Also, speaking of that, I think one of them was Beast.
That's correct.
Okay, so that also probably happened way before that whole issue with Beast happened that we've talked about at length. Yeah. We've all been very vocal about it. That's really funny. Wow. So that's 4?
Yes.
Strong guy was the strong guy. I remember that because you need a strong guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The telepaths, I think, were Stepper Cookies. I feel if I have Gambit in the team, Rogue's probably in the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's just one more.
Ooh.
This is amazing that you picked the exact same team again, or you've remembered it after all this time.
Well, it's so funny because when I put it, well, some of it was like deduction, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Stepper Cookies, I'm like, okay, that I remember that being an issue, so that's why I remember that. And I remember that the strong guy was the strong guy. That's how I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh man, who was the other one though? Oh, it's not Deadpool.
No.
It's not Deadpool.
You're sort of on the right track though.
Deadpool. Canadian?
Not Canadian.
5'5". Really unnecessarily angry. Oh man. What was the clue? Not Canadian?
Yeah.
Or not necessarily Canadian?
I mean, yeah.
Don't know if he's Canadian.
Not necessarily Canadian.
Okay, but possibly Canadian.
He's got an accent.
Okay. Would you say this is a good pick?
Yeah, it's a pretty good pick.
Interesting. An accent. Oh, I know who it is.
Go for it.
Those are good clues. Kind of like Deadpool and has an accent. It's Phantom X.
It is, yes.
Yes. Oh, excellent. That's a good team.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad at all.
I mean, obviously I would say that because I fucking made it. So I had 7 people on my team.
Yeah, you also had 4 in reserve as well.
Oh, I have to remember them now?
I can tell you them if you want.
Yeah, maybe that's an easier thing to do.
So it was Forge, Shadowcat, Sabretooth, and Exodus.
Exodus. I was thinking about Exodus. Yes. Shadowcat. Who was the third one?
Sabretooth.
Sabretooth.
Yeah.
No Juggernaut.
Yeah, I think this is before our obsession with Baby Juggernaut.
It's a classic character. Whenever I make those T-shirts, man, everybody's gonna be wearing them. You know.
Yeah.
Because as we've discussed, we're an incredibly successful podcast.
Oh yeah, clearly.
And it just wasn't our fault that the taxes weren't filed correctly. Nothing out of our hands.
Yes.
Nothing to do with us. We don't live in that country. And that's probably a good thing. That's going to be the bit where we lose viewers. You know?
Yeah.
It'll be a big awkward cut between that and the next bit. As Corey cuts it out. Okay. Do you want me to guess your team?
Yeah, give it a try.
This is kind of fun, and like we're kind of reliving that old episode that we lost. Who do you like? Like, you know.
Yes.
Easy.
Boom.
I also know Storm was one of them.
Yes, she was.
Because we talked about that. All right, Cyclops.
No Cyclops.
Oh, interesting.
But I can give you some clues as to like the type of characters I was going for. So I had like I wanted to have a telepath. I wanted to have like a big brute / brawler. I wanted a teleporter.
Okay.
I wanted someone with a healing factor.
Okay.
No hints there.
The 5'5". I was smoking a cigar.
And yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay. So yeah, I think we operated on a similar system, you know, strong guy, telepath, Storm. Somebody who can fly. You know. Hang on. That's weird that I didn't put like Jean Grey in one of my contenders.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, doesn't matter. We're not talking about me. We're talking about you. Storm, Magneto, Colossus.
Yes.
I was gonna say Juggernaut, but I didn't. I'm gonna write these down too. Okay. You probably typed them up.
Yep.
You didn't handwrite them like a fucking idiot. Fucking Shakespeare over here writing stuff with a wee quill. Everybody else is typing stuff up on their iPhone 17, whatever, you know. But whenever your iPhone 17 dies, what are you gonna do? Come to me, the guy with a pen and paper. I don't want you. Not interested. Who was the? Oh, wait, Colossus.
Yes.
Teleporter, Nightcrawler.
No.
Teleporter. Who else teleports? Blink?
No.
Does Blink teleport? Am I thinking
Well,
of the right person?
she does, but
Okay.
I didn't pick her.
Yeah, fuck it. He cares a shit about Blink, right? All the Blink fans are like, turn it off now. Where's to cut this bit out again? Deadpool.
No, it
Does he
was
do that
magic.
anymore?
No, he hasn't had to teleport for a while. I
I
think.
haven't read Deadpool in a long time, man. He uses magic. Magic?
Yes, there you go.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Okay. You could have just been saying that to move on, you know. Yeah, sure. Because nobody knows. Nobody knows the real list. Because he's making all this up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who else do you like? Well, you didn't put Gambit on the list, right?
No Gambit for me.
Racist. But a specific kind of because you also had Storm, so you know Storm, Colossus, Magic. So we need a telepath.
Yes, we do.
Is it Jean Grey?
It's not Jean Grey.
Is it Emma Frost?
Of course, it's Emma Frost.
Yes. I'm surprised I didn't put Emma Frost on my reserve list either. I do like Emma Frost a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She's a real bitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many more have I got left?
2 more to go.
And what are their classifications?
One is sort of the guy in the chair, like tech support, and the other has a healing factor.
If this turns out to be literally the most famous healing factor guy and literally the fucking guy in the chair. Well, one of them's Wolverine.
Kind of.
What is X-22?
Yes.
Yes. I like X-22 better than Wolverine.
Yeah, she's great.
No, I mean like she is great, and I do mean that I like X-22 more than Wolverine. But I mean in terms like she was Wolverine for a while.
Yeah.
We're like no. She's X-22. She's different. She's not Wolverine.
Well,
Similar, not Wolverine.
I don't know. I mean, she's I believe she's Wolverine again in the comics, and she's got her own like solo series.
I would rather her not be Wolverine. You know what I mean?
It feels like growth, though. I think like she's sort of graduated from the X-23
She grew into
name.
Wolverine? No, she's her own person. She's not Wolverine. That's part of it. Don't you think? That she should,
Maybe.
like do her best to like she can be Wolverine adjacent. That doesn't mean she has to be Wolverine.
But I think like yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I think like the X-23 name for her is probably problematic as well because it's like a reminder of her gnarly origins and
Sounds badass, though, doesn't it?
I mean it does, but I mean it probably
Yes.
triggers something.
I reckon X-23 sounds like the name of somebody that will fuck you up.
Yeah.
Like it's perfect. Wolverine doesn't, but X-23 like stay the fuck away from that. You don't even need to know what's about. Like I'm not going anywhere near fucking anything called X-23. You kidding me? Get out of town. If me and X-23 were in the same space rocket shooting up into space, I don't know what I would do. I'd
Probably,
freak out.
yeah.
Like bang on the glass till it breaks, and then like a Goldfinger thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know in Goldfinger, whenever they break the window.
Goldfinger?
Yeah. Is it Goldfinger?
I don't think so. Goldfinger, they don't go into space.
No, not in space, but they're in the jet, and he breaks the window, and he gets sucked out through the window.
Oh.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
I do that, but in space. Break the
Okay.
window and then get sucked out of space. Like Goldfinger. Oh, that's good. I'm glad that I didn't just make up. Well, I thought I just made up the ending. Is there a film where the guy gets sucked out of the plane? And you're like, no. You're insane? No. I got lost again. What were we talking about?
So you just need to guess my man in the chair now.
Is it Xavier?
No, of course not.
My God. Is he literally in a chair?
I mean, he's probably sat down at least once in his life.
Thank you. Has there been any like proper documentation in the comics of him ever sitting down?
I would say I've probably seen him sat down in a panel before.
You can't guarantee it.
I can't guarantee it, but I mean, just on the balance of probability, I would say it's happened.
So like a smart guy, or like
Yeah.
a guy pulling the strings.
He's a smart guy.
Smart guy, Beast.
No.
Who else is smart? Smart guy.
That's a good point. We've got a strong guy. Why don't we have a
A
smart
smart
guy?
guy. Whenever I start working at Marvel, oh the comics I'm gonna write.
Mm-hmm.
Strong guy, smart guy, and then stupid guy. Three guys. Oh, is that the worst thing I've come up with?
I mean, I think it's a pretty good idea compared to some stuff Marvel puts out.
Because they call them the three guys. So.
Yeah, yeah.
The three guys. I'm gonna write that, and then next time when we do recording, I'm gonna read my script for the three guys, my outline.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna blow you away, man.
I can't wait.
The episode won't be about that at all. It'll be about Katy Perry. Smart guy. It's a guy.
Yes.
Okay. A guy who's smart. Canadian?
No.
Canadian actor?
No.
Okay, definitely not Canadian.
He's definitely not Canadian.
Okay, that's a definitive. So he is American.
Yes. One might even say he is a Native American.
Wow, I don't know if we can get away with that.
What?
Do you mean like Nate Gray?
No.
I thought that was a Native American bit.
No, I mean he's an actual Native American.
Okay, I thought the way you said it, I'm like he's doing a pun here. That's why we can't get away with it. But if he's literally a Native American, that's fine then.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. You smart? This is gonna make me look good. How many Native American characters are there in Marvel Comics?
Well, there's like 3 that I can think of.
Are all 3 of them Thunderbird?
One's Thunderbird, one's Warpath.
Wasn't he Thunderbird?
No, it was his brother, wasn't it?
Yeah, but didn't he do it to like? I don't care enough about Thunderbird to fucking go into it. I don't know. Tell me who the answer is.
It was Forge.
Oh, fuck. Oh, I picked him. What the? I'm an idiot. That's a shame. Oh, let's do Corey's then. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want me to guess that one too?
Why not?
This is the show. What else would it be?
Hmm.
How many did he have?
He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people.
Oh, smart. Okay. Is there any overlap?
Yes.
Is it Storm?
No,
He didn't pick Storm?
he didn't.
Wow, the whole basis of us doing this bit
Yeah.
was that we were talking about Storm 17 minutes ago. And then, well, we all picked Storm for our thing. So we did. Corey, you lied to us. Because we both were like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's Storm. Who else would you pick? Wait, so there is overlap.
With a couple of mine, but not with any of yours.
He didn't pick Beast?
He didn't.
He didn't pick Gambit?
No Gambit either.
Yeah, Corey, I'm glad you're up in space with Katy Perry. Because I bet you'd have a great time. With some of yours. Emma Frost. I bet he picked Emma Frost.
Yes, Emma Frost is there.
He doesn't love Emma Frost. I guess Jean Grey.
Yeah, she doesn't.
And I guess Cyclops right now?
I don't know what the state of their relationship is these days.
The way I heard it, he was being a bit frosty to her. There's a pun in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't read the recent X-Men comics, so I don't know if that's true or not. But I don't know if they're not really like they're on different teams, right?
Yeah, I believe Emma Frost has her exceptional X-Men, whereas Cyclops has his just
the X-Men, right?
Yeah. They don't need a qualifier for it.
No, they're just the fucking X-Men, right? But that would be a qualifier, so just the X-Men. I thought it was a shame they broke those two up.
Yeah,
I thought they were really fun. It made people like Emma Frost. It made people give a shit about Cyclops. You know, it's so funny that like for so long, Jean Grey and Cyclops were seen as like the X-Men power couple, and then it was one of those sayings like you can't split them up. That's sacrilegious. And then they did, and then when Emma Frost and Cyclops got together, it had such an impact on Cyclops. Like him as a character, just like eclipsed the 20 years that he had before that, even though he was like the leader of the group. You know, he was just so much more interesting once he was with Emma Frost, and he felt like it.
Yeah.
That was a completely different character, you know? And then somebody in Marvel was like, fuck that. We're going to ruin that one too. You know? Like, why? What is it with Marvel and just not liking people being married?
Well, I don't know.
What's up with that?
But you say that, but aren't Cyclops and Jean Grey back together now as well? So why are they back together? Whereas like Peter Parker and Mary Jane aren't allowed to be a couple.
But then, what are they doing with Mary Jane though, other than making her Venom, which we've talked about previously? But you know what I mean? Like, if they're so, we gotta get Mary Jane away from Peter Parker, but we also want to keep using Mary Jane. Then you're like, okay, cool, but like, how are you using her that's better than the way you were using her?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're that determined to cut them both off, but you still want to use Mary Jane, come up with something for her to do that isn't just her becoming Venom.
Yeah.
That's not good. It's not good.
It's like it was a few years ago during I think it was maybe Bendis's Iron Man run where she became like his personal assistant or something like that, and that was like a good use of her because that gave her stories separate from Spider-Man, but she was still like a pretty prominent character, and thankfully they didn't have a hookup with Tony Stark as well, which would just been weird.
Until in 20 years time they're gonna retcon it, but they did, and then Mary Jane gave birth to twins.
Oh no. Not
And then,
again.
yeah, it all happens all over again. And then the Iron Patriot suit actually makes sense. So the retcon that we retcon to make that bit makes only the only the Iron Patriot bit. The rest of it, we're not. But that's fine. You can. It's perfect. 10 out of 10. But that one bit with the suit, no, we're gonna change it so this bit makes sense. You know. Making myself laugh. I don't. Yeah, like what is it about Marvel and just happy relationships? You know what I mean? Like, can't one person just have an okay time?
Yeah.
You know, like it has its. This is why I'm very trepidatious about Rogue and Gambit being together, because I'm like, it's a time bomb. You know, if the other ones aren't safe.
I
If
mean, to their
Peter
credit,
Parker
though,
and Mary Jane aren't safe, Rogue and Gambit are not safe. You know.
they have been married for like, I want to say about 5 years or so now.
Yeah.
Like, so, that's pretty good going, I'd say.
I would say that's good going, especially for those two.
Yeah.
They're doing very well. You know. Maybe we shouldn't say this out loud though, because then maybe Marvel will hear it. Because we know Marvel listens to the show.
Yeah.
We know this. We've seen the analytics, Marvel. We know you're listening. We've seen the Baby Juggernaut. We don't like it. We'll talk to you about that. What the fuck was I talking about?
So you're trying to guess Corey's team?
Yeah, forget all that LA garbage, right? Cut that out. I see what happens when Corey's not here.
Yeah.
Let's get into adventures. All right, so Emma Frost is one.
Mm-hmm.
He had a strong guy.
He didn't.
He didn't have a strong guy? Wow.
Well, hang on. No, not really.
Okay. Not really. Okay. Did he have the beast?
He didn't have a beast, no.
What is wrong with you guys? What's wrong with the beast? Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not get into that again.
I know what he did. All right. Did he had a telepath?
Emma Frost was the telepath that you already guessed.
Great. That will inch me closer to somebody else. Did he have Wolverine?
No.
Interesting.
But
what?
he may have had someone that I had on my team who was Wolverine adjacent.
Okay, so technically Wolverine.
Yeah, but
Because as we established, he was Wolverine.
But he specifically referred to as X-23.
Okay, good, because he gets it. He gets it. Okay.
I think you're gonna struggle with the majority of his team because there's some out there picks.
He probably picked some weird fucking picks. Okay, so that's X-23 is like the fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Brawler.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Who does he have? Somebody that can fly?
Yes.
Oh, somebody that can fly. What would be a good clue for that person?
A good clue that doesn't give it away.
It's a man or woman?
It's a man. It's an older gentleman. He likes to wear green.
Green? Green Goblin? Banshee?
Banshee, yes.
Oh.
You don't sound impressed with it.
It's a weird pick, isn't it? You know?
It's Corey's pick, not mine.
I mean, it's his list. He can do what he wants with it. But wouldn't you? It's a weird pick, right?
I mean, yeah.
Weird pick. All right. So that's what. Who else have we got?
So we have. Jeez, how do I even give clues to any of these?
How recent are these characters?
we've got one character. The first character he picked was a member of a mutant dynasty, I guess you could say, or at least he's a mutant. Oh, I don't want to use the word brotherhood because that gives the wrong. That'll take you down the wrong direction.
Okay.
But he's been around for a while.
And is this a flyer?
No, I don't even know what you'd describe him as, his role on the team.
This is not one you picked for yours.
No,
Okay.
the ones I picked
They're all
have
gone?
already been gone. Yeah.
Okay, so it's just those. Okay. They can fly.
No, this one can't fly.
Oh, what does this one do?
Shoot stuff, I guess. Not with guns, with powers.
Okay. And he comes from like a
Yeah.
Is it one of the Summers brothers?
Yes.
Is it Havoc?
It is.
Yeah, okay. Phew. See, that's me trying to get in the mind of Corey. And he's not gonna go for Vulcan, because who gives a fuck about Vulcan?
Yeah.
He's not gonna go for the obvious choice of Cyclops. He's gonna give it a little twist and turn.
Well, Corey is a big X Factor fan as well, like from back in the day. So,
Is that a clue for one of the other ones?
yes, it is.
Is it Multiple Man?
Yes.
Yes, Corey. Oh, you never let me down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more to get.
I mean, yeah, these are tough as well.
You didn't think I was gonna get this far.
I know. This has gone way better than I was expecting.
Oh, there's 2 left. What role would they play? As it were.
I don't know.
So they're all mixed media.
So one is, I guess, like a boost for other members of the team.
Boost.
I think that's the powers.
Is it Hope?
No.
No, what does she do? She does something. Something that boosts other people's powers. And it's a guy?
Oh, wait, no. I don't know what her powers were. It turns out they can absorb electricity from sources like static in the air, electrical appliances, and outlets, and then use that power, like discharge it through powerful lightning like blasts, or channel it into bursts of superhuman speed.
It's the guy or girl?
This is a girl.
Girl. Is Surge a girl?
Yes,
You picked Surge?
he picked Surge.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, last one.
Okay, so I guess it's sort of elemental powers, I describe it as.
Hydra Man.
No.
Crazy. Elemental powers. But I assume one of the elements isn't water.
Oh, no, it's more, I guess, dirt. Or maybe another word for dirt.
Earth?
No.
Quake? Was that close?
Sort of, I guess, but rather than controlling, this is so tough. Rather than controlling like the ground, They control
A
like
grind. Is it Richter?
no.
Okay. Is it something like Richter?
Sort of similar powers.
Okay. So I'm getting somewhere closer.
Yeah.
Some sort of similar powers.
Yeah, and instead of like moving the ground, they move or they transform into a specific type of uh substance. So kind of like Hydro Man, but not anything to do with water.
Okay. It's not to do with water, but to do with the grind.
Yeah.
Who moves
Well, a
themselves?
specific type of ground.
Is this like super obvious? Like when I get it?
Probably not. I think I butchered this.
Okay, but it's not like an obvious pick.
No, it definitely isn't.
Oh, Corey, you never disappoint, man. Do you know what? Just for the sake of it, why don't you tell me who it is?
Okay. So the answer was dust.
Oh, wow.
Who,
I don't.
yeah, she
Yeah.
can turn into sand and
Yeah.
do sandstorms and stuff.
Yeah. That is elemental. Yeah. That's an interesting pick.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, Corey's team. Very good. Some good ones on there. We're very good.
I
Writing
know.
lists like this, are we? Those are pretty good teams. Do you have your alternates there too?
My alternates were Domino, North Star, and
Oh,
Mystique.
okay. Those are interesting choices.
And Corey's was, he seems to have loads. He has Siren, he has Magic slash Colossus, he has Forge again.
Forge turned up on everybody's fucking bit.
I know, what the hell?
What? I thought it was Storm.
And he also had Bishop slash Cable. So I guess he wanted like a time traveler on his team.
You know what's really interesting about that? There's a couple. You know when you write something. Well, I say interesting. It's not interesting at all. But like when we're like writing these lists, obviously, there's part of it that you can't think of all the X-Men all at once, right?
No.
And like when I was writing a list, I'm like, I'm pretty happy with this list. I can't. And you saw who my alternates were,
Mm-hmm.
but you also heard me go, why didn't they put this person on?
Yeah.
A bunch of times. Hearing this list back now, I've got to the end of it. I'm like, why didn't I put Cable on my list?
Yeah.
Why didn't I put Cable or fucking Nate Gray? Why didn't I put them on my list?
Mm-hmm.
Bishop, I'm like, I get it. I don't know. But Cable, yeah. Cable's badass, right?
Exactly.
Cool as hell. He's got a gun the size of himself, you know? I miss that Cable. Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
miss like real comic booky, like just not what is that? What it's just a big mass of nothing with a gun on it, you know. I miss that. It's fun. Cable's just fun, you know. And then now they draw them like all anatomically correct because that's what people want to see.
I
No,
mean,
you know, big guns.
yeah, big guns, big shoulder pads, the way God intended.
Don't you think that's kind of like Deadpool got really popular too? It's fucking big guns all the time.
Yeah, it's part of it, definitely.
You know what I mean? Dude, what do people like? Big guns. Who was the last like big gun guy? Nobody.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had one, I
They
guess.
don't do it anymore. They don't want to like glamorize guns or whatever. But I get that. No, but at the same time, they're pretty cool. So, you know, it's not our fault we want to have a gun because American media makes it look cool. And the Cable looked really cool, you know? Who wouldn't want Cable on the list? But there's a couple of other ones. I'm like, why didn't I pick that guy? Why didn't I pick that guy? There's too many.
Well, yeah, this is the issue. The X-Men adjacent world has way too many mutants now.
It's crazy. It's too many.
They keep adding more.
Maybe somebody should do some sort of event where they get rid of loads of the mutants.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, but who could do it though?
Someone very powerful, possibly with like reality warping powers, maybe.
Well, they would have to have some sort of relation to the mutants to be able to think of doing this. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you would imagine that's some sort of catalyst to it. Would they be mutant or just like a mutant adjacent, maybe? You know?
I mean, maybe we could say they're mutant now and then change our minds later on down the road.
Yeah. Fucking who cares?
Yeah,
We'll just make it up. Nobody will know.
it's comics. No one really follows this stuff.
Yeah, we'll just change it again later if it doesn't work. Problem solved. Well, that was a good bit. Yeah. So, hey, man, if you're listening to this on Spotify or YouTube, whatever, write down what you think would be your X-Men list. Write down if we reminded you of some that you didn't remember because some we were like, what? Why didn't we say this guy? You know.
Mm-hmm.
Write down who you think had the best list. It'd be any of us, Stephanie, me, because I was the one brave enough to put Gamma on my team. You guys are all cowards.
Yeah.
That was fun. Do we have anything else we want to say about the lists?
I mean, only that we were definitely going to save this for another time and come back to this topic, and we've just sort of blown our load this time.
Well,
so
let me argue with this. As I was able to pretty accurately remember my list, and as I said, there were people I would have put on this list I didn't. If I went into this now, because this was clearly time stamped 3 or 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
If we did it again now, my list would be different. Would your list be different?
Probably not.
Make it different.
I mean, yeah, I would have to make it different now, but we could definitely come back to this topic.
I think we can come back to this. And also, I have a feeling nobody's going to watch this one anyway.
No, I mean, they're probably wise not to.
They know whenever Corey's around, it's smooth sailing. When Corey's not here, he loses control of the show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're just too easily drawn into a different tangent. You know, and so really, it's his fault if we think about it.
Yeah.
Come on, Corey, what the fuck? What's going on here, man? But I like that. I think we could do. I think we can come back to that episode for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some mileage on that. Who do you think had the best list?
I mean, I am quite partial to my list, to be honest.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm sorry to shock you, but...
Well, it's not a shock. I understand, you know, but just whenever I was looking at the list, it's funny, but I really resonated with my list as well. I'm like, I feel like that was the best one, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but we could both agree, not Corey's list.
I mean, yeah, definitely not Corey's list.
No. It's crazy. Banshee?
Surge?
What's going on, dude? You alright? You okay? Talk this Corey, you know? We'll always listen. Is that it? Are we are we done?
I guess so.
What else? We could talk about Katy Perry again.
Oh no, not Katy Perry again.
I do kind of like how we took half an episode to talk about like that thing we did, but I would say still a good other half of the episode was Katy Perry.
Yeah, and we couldn't even find a comic either.
Well, we will be revisiting the idea of a Katy Perry comic in the near future. You can put your money on that on sportsbetting.org. It's a real website. So I think that's it. Is it? Are you happy enough?
Yeah, I'd say so.
We did our best. This was our best.
It wasn't good enough, but what are you gonna do?
Oh, I hope this is like the last episode where they're like we couldn't release that. It's gibberish all the way through. And then Katy Perry sued us. We're already in legal trouble as it is, but we're not paying the taxes and stuff. So
yeah,
that'd be a bad thing. All right, I guess. Should we wrap things up then?
Okay.
Well, we should shoot over to you and see how many films you've seen this year.
So I am up to 301 movies for 2025.
What was the last one?
It was called 99 Homes, with Michael Shannon and Andrew Garfield, sort of about the big like financial crash in 2008 or so
I remember it
in
well.
America.
Mm.
And yeah, basically how they were like buying up all the people's homes that went into foreclosure and kicking them out and making lots of money from it.
Huh. That sounds nice.
Oh, it was grim.
It sounds like capitalism. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What's let me ask you a question about your films. You watch, you do this every year. You watch loads of films. I assume
Hmm.
you're repeating some films, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's some that I've watched before, like this 99 Homes I'd watched before.
Okay.
At the moment, I'm like basing my watches on what's leaving Amazon in the next 30 days. So I'm trying to just beat that before they disappear off Amazon.
Okay, that's good. What do you have your eye on next?
Let's see. It's
Yeah.
probably gonna be either Horrible Bosses 2
Okay.
or a movie called Before I Go to Sleep, which has who's in that?
That one sounds familiar.
I think it's Colin Firth, maybe, yeah, and Nicole Kidman
Hmm.
and Mark Strong as well.
Okay. Is
Which
it?
I'm pretty sure I've seen that before as well, but it was a while ago, so I
Let's
can't
watch it
remember it.
again.
Yeah,
Let's,
why not?
what's it about?
I'm guessing something to do with uh,
Cars?
yeah, fast cars,
Yeah.
furious cars.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds like a great film.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I don't want to watch it though, but I will watch it if it goes to 14 different films. Is it 14?
I think we're on 11 now. Oh
11.
no, I think was the last one 10.
Really?
I can't remember. It was a Fast X. I remember that.
Oh, definitely. But it's so hard to tell which one's which. Like, they're just, it's a terrible naming. Whoever came up with these names should be promoted. You know? We'll talk about the Fast and Furious films at some other point, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, that's
Where
it, right?
can people find you and what
Oh,
you're up to?
you didn't shout out your letterbox thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that is on Letterboxd at Big John Bowski, all one word.
Nice. Nice. Nobody can find me anywhere. You'll never find me. I've hidden myself in an undisclosed location. And if you find me, you win £4,000. So please don't find me because I cannot pay that amount of money to anybody. And also, I don't want anybody looking at me. That's why I hid myself away in the first place,
Hmm.
And not because of all the crimes I did.
I mean, I'm sure that was part of the reason.
A little factor in it. I did a lot of crimes. Um. So on that note, that's probably a good way to end it, right?
Yeah,
All the crimes. Yeah. All right. Well, this was a fun episode.
yeah,
Um.
I think we did well.
Oh, we nailed it. We we nailed it. It's not gonna get any better than this. People are gonna tune out after this one, not because this one was so bad, but because it'll never get as good as this.
Hmm.
That's what we're gonna tell each other. Okay? It's because it'll never be as good as this.
We've peaked.
Yes. Clearly. Um. Well, that's it. Well, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. Follow us on Twitter, on Spotify, Smark Avengers. We're not on Instagram, I don't think. We're on somewhere.
No,
Tumblr. Go to Tumblr.
on Tumblr.
Uh,
I think we were on Blue Sky. We were
yeah,
places.
we're If you know the places to look, those are the places we are. So that
Just
should
Google Smark Avengers. You'll find us.
hopefully we're the first ones that come up. You know, it would
Be-
suck if it turns out somebody else took our
Yeah.
fucking name.
Oh man, I don't want to Google now, and just in case.
I hope it's us. Well, we'll do that later. All right. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching. We appreciate that. And we'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
And Corey can just say goodbye from like. We should get Corey edit in the sound of you saying goodbye, but in like a ghostly manner. Okay. Thank you.